Hi, I'm Karen, and we're going to make this mask today. It has come about, it's kind of a combination of a lot of the other different masks. It's came about with to try to solve some problems from some of the other different masks. This one, some people were having trouble sewing through the different layers on the side, so this gets rid of the side seams that you don't have to sew over. It gives you a better side fit for the tightness so that it actually works better. The way I'm going to show you how to fold it and measure it out gives you for a much more accurate finished measurement when it's done. It has a removable metal nose piece that a lot of the people were asking for as well. It's really great for speed sewing if you piece it one after the other. And then you can use different either ties or elastic, anything you want to finish it. So it's a lot quicker. So with that said, this is the finished product. There's a metal piece in the nose. It opens up 6 full inches on the adult size and 5 on the child size. There's only 2 pleats, one on the top and the bottom. Inside the mask there is a pocket to put a removable filter, and it's positioned up toward the top so that you can't forget which is the top and which is the bottom. So over here we have a chart. For the child size, you're going to cut 1 piece of fabric 7 by 13 and 2 pieces at 4 inches by 2 inches. That is going to be the cut measurements. And when it's finished before the pleats, it's going to be 5 inches by 7 inches. For the adult size, you're going to cut 1 piece at 8.5 by 15 inches and then 2 pieces at 4 inches by 2 inches. Once it's all folded before the pleats, it'll be 8.5 inches by 6 inches. Okay. The easiest way to do it is to cut out those pieces first in a stack. And I like to do 10 or 20 at a time and piece them through the machine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, here's my stacks. I'm going to take the first piece here, and I am going to take the shorter end, the 8.5 inch end for the adult and the 7 for the child. I'm going to fold over 1/4 inch, fold over another 1/4 inch, and I'm going to run it through and do my finished edge. Now, what I mean when I say it's great for piecing is I'm not going to take that out. It's going to save thread and it's going to save a lot of time. I'm going to immediately reach for the next piece, put it under the presser foot, and just keep sewing. You don't need to back tack because you're going to sew over those ends anyway. And you're just going to keep doing it in strips like this. And honestly, if you do every step of this in this order, one right after the other, you can get these masks down to about 2 or 3 minutes a piece. Okay. I'm not going to make you suffer through all that. So at this point, I'm going to say I did all 10. I'm going to now take it and I'm going to turn around and do the same thing on the other short end. So this is step 1. So fold it over 1/4 inch once, twice, and just hem it right up. All right, once I have a stack of these, I'm going to bring it over to this section here, which is my ironing section. Now, what I've done, if you could, there's a piece of paper right here. This is going to show you all the exact measurements. That what I've done is I've put a pin in at each of these circles on my table. So this is the measurements that I had on that white paper for the child size. These are the measure for the adult side. So what I can easily do, since this is an adult size, once it's hemmed, it's going to fit between the first and the last pin. And what I'm going to do is just press it. Now, the second pin here and this yellow pin here, these are 6 inches apart. And the white paper shows all the measurements. I'm going to fold it up so that it measures right to the first yellow pin. Press it, fold it over on this side so that it's up against this yellow pin measured across. And what that gives me is a 1 inch overlap on the sides. Now, these little blue pins are 3 inches apart. And the white piece of paper, this is 1.25 inches, and this is 1.75 inches. So the next thing I want to do is fold it over towards me from the blue pin down, and then fold it back up again. And that is going to be the top of the mask. And then at the bottom, I'm going to fold it up towards the center where the other blue pin is, and then back down towards me. And that is the bottom for the chin. And now it's exactly 3 inches. It's measured between the two. I don't have to worry about it being the wrong side when I'm done. Now I'm going to pick it up and bring it over to the sewing machine. I don't need to pin it because it has all the pleats in it. I'm going to open back up the top one, and I'm just going to about an inch in to about 1.5 inches or so before then, a couple inches in. I'm going to just back tack and sew a 1/4 inch channel. Now that's going to be for the removable piece of wire, which we can put it in after, so we don't have to worry about sewing over the wire. Then I'm going to take the piece that was pre-cut at 4 inches by 2 inches. I'm going to put it right sides together up against the side of the mask, just like that. And I'm going to, no need to pin it because I've already pressed it into place, and that's going to get sewn at 1/4 inch. And again, do this, in chain piecing. I'm going to take another piece, again, right sides together, just put it right up against the mask and sew 1/4 inch. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it up, finger press it open. I'm going to fold the side over, and I'm going to pin it just at the very end. I'm going to fold the side over here, and I'm also going to pin that just at the very end. I'm going to fold over the top, and I'm going to fold it over again, and I'm just going to top stitch it down, making sure not to sew over your pins. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And just like with the rest of it, if you don't want to use pins, you can just press this yourself and then not use pins, because the heat from the iron will also work. Fold it over 1/4 inch, fold it over your seam, and top stitch it down. And that's it. Then you can open it up, put your hand inside, take whatever wire that you want to use, and slide it right into the channel that you've already made in there. And you have a removable nose piece. Then I'm going to take a piece of bias tape that I made. This is actually 1 inch cut straight across the fabric at 45 inches and run through my blind hem foot. Put a piece of, safety pin on the end, feed it through the top, or up and around and up to the bottom, and then you'll have a finished mask like this. I knotted the 2 top ends so that it doesn't come back through, and you have a finished mask. If you'd rather have elastic, you could put elastic through the side here. And what happens is when you put it on with either this way or the elastic, this piece curves like this, so that when it's on your face, you get a snug fit on the top. And that's it. That's how to do the mask. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.